We are broadcasting live from the Woodlands, Texas to the world. You're listening to the only multimedia FM station in Houston, Texas. Your Fusion Radio. Top 40s, dance, Latin, country, pop, rock and roll. All in one station. Mixing genres and generations. You're listening to KNLY, New Waverly, Texas. 91.1 FM, The Boss.
The program presented are submitted by members of our community and are a proud sponsor of KNLY 91.1 FM. The views expressed do not necessarily reflect those of KNLY 91.1 FM and its affiliates.
Good morning, and God bless you. We're having a wonderful day here at KNLY 91.1, The Boss, your Fusion radio station. I'm Orlando Daniels, the host of today's Entrepreneur, and today's guest, she is so much in relations to what she's doing, what she's done, and how she's able to help so many. Ms. Patricia Billings of the law office of Patricia Billings. And I need you all to welcome her, follow her, like her page, and most importantly, she deals with family law. So we're going to talk about all that good stuff. So if you're listening and you want to call in, I want to make sure that you're able to call in to ask some questions while we're on air. I just think this is the perfect time to do that. So, Ms. Patricia, introduce yourselves and tell them a little bit about what you do.
Well, my name is Patricia Billings. I'm a family law attorney in the Houston area. I service the areas of Harris County, Montgomery County, and Liberty County. Again, my area is primarily family law, dealing with divorce, custody, child support, visitation, enforcement, anything that's family law related that we handle at our office.
You know, when we consider family law, and, you know, each state varies in reference to, you know, the law. Help us understand the difference between, you know, for example, each county, okay? Because for me, I'm from Atlanta. We have DeKalb, we have Fulton, and each area makes up our court system. When we consider the counties that you cover, are all of the laws in relations to family law pretty much the same?
Oh, absolutely. You know, when I say, you know, I am an attorney in the state of Texas.
Okay.
I can go to basically any county in the state of Texas. But for purposes of cost for the client, you know, most clients want somebody near the county, you know, in the county where they live, because to bring an attorney from another state, from another county farther from where they live, it's more costly, because, you know, we a lot of us charge by the hour, and so, you know, the client would be responsible for some of those expenses. And so from a practical matter, we tell clients, these are the counties that I go to.
Okay.
You know, because then it's a difference in time that we spend on their case. Regarding the laws, they're the same across the board. Now, when you're dealing with the individual judges, you know, there's always the interpretation of the laws. So it's the same laws across the board, but the interpretation of the law, which can vary from judge to judge, even in the same county.
Wow. Here's something. How long have you actually been practicing law?
Well, I've been practicing as a family law attorney for 9 years. Before that, I was a paralegal, family law paralegal, and so total in the business, I've been in the business since '99. So either in a administrative capacity and then as an attorney. And but as you know, paralegals, you know, although they're in administrative roles, they do a lot of the work. And yes, Catherine, I'm talking about you.
You know, when we think about paralegals, and a lot of people are venturing over into that side of, you know, the practice, but not generally embracing the overall, I'm getting my degree and this is what I'm going to actually practice as a whole. What made you decide to take this on, especially when we talk about family law?
When I started, I needed a career that would allow me to take care of my children and then also help me grow professionally. I chose the law, not really knowing that I was going to get into paralegal. My first job was an attorney that did family and probate. And during that time is when I realized how much of an impact he had on people's lives. His clients, and this was Mr. Corwin Reed, his clients were generational clients. And I think that aspect of it is what really attracted me to that area of law. There was always that story at the end, Mr. Reed did this for me, Mr. Reed helped my mother, Mr. Reed helped my father. And so at that point, this is when I started kind of getting more of an interest. And then he encouraged me to go to law school. Everything that I've done, it was with his blessing. And once I became an attorney, he retired, and then he passed away when I had been an attorney for about 2 years. But I just kind of went with that same concept, helping people. And it's very rewarding that, most of my clients always come back to me for, even if after the case, to talk to me about the new development or new problem, and to be able to help them, kind of guide them, and then not always to start a new case, just to guide them to, sometimes we got to pick our battles. Not everything is resolved in court. Sometimes we have to go to therapy. Sometimes we have to do other things. So when they see me as somebody that can help them in other ways than just get them divorced or get them custody of their kid. I think that's the rewarding part.
I've often said that having a mentor, someone that is able to fuel what's already lit, what's already
Absolutely.
there, what's already burning, or rekindle, because sometimes that fire starts to die out. And so it's good that you had a mentor that was willing to not only encourage you to pursue, but you saw the model of what long-term longevity. But the key thing is there's a scripture that says that in a multitude of counselors there's safety, and without counsel things go wrong or awry. And so we're quick, especially in family law. We pretty much we've all experienced a divorce, we've all experienced child support, all kinds of issues.
Yes.
As your overall goal is for the overall interest of both parties. And though you are a woman, we most people would think that you would be more biased because you are. But, because I know you personally, you are about what's going to solve this problem. You're about solutions.
Solutions, exactly.
And literally what's going to be the best thing for all parties, not just one party, even if it's just your client. So that says a lot about you and your practice.
Thank you. I mean, that is our goal, is to help people beyond the case. Because I always say, when the case is done, I'm going to be out of the picture and you're going to be dealing with that other person.
Wow.
You got to remember that.
Wow. There's a little bit more that, people don't know. We've been able to connect, through BizConnect. And then, within BizConnect, we've been able to interact outside. And so I know a little bit more. And so I want people to know all that you're doing outside of practicing law.
Yes.
She's a mogul in so many
I don't know about a mogul, but
in
thanks.
so many ways. She is, really real estate. You're doing it all. You are creating avenues by which others can launch their business.
Yes.
So tell them about the business venture that you have in relations to restoring old things.
Thank you.
Yes.
Well, I have a passion for historic buildings, and one of the things that my husband and I started DMP Ventures. We bought the first building, which was the old newspaper company for Humboldt, Texas. We restored it. I made it into my office. We now own the Jewel Theater, which has been a theater in Humboldt since the early 1900s. We converted it into, it was converted, but then we remodeled and updated when we bought it in February of this year. And it is now, the first floor is my office, and the upstairs is, we're made it available for other businesses or other professionals, because we renamed it to be the Jewel Professional Building. We have lawyers, and our hope is to have a CPA, a financial advisor, and it's not just as a means of revenue as far as real estate, but we're also hoping to build relationship within have our own little community to be able to refer and to be able to help each other out in our businesses.
Now, what inspired you, other than just having your own little space? And you said the first floor is mine. I was like, I just got to come by and see what that just looks like. Taking an old theater and making it a functional place for people to thrive in their business. What inspired you all to start pursuing buying up properties in relations to historical things?
Well, New Orleans.
Okay.
So in New Orleans, everything is old and historical. And I just loved it. You know, when I, as a paralegal, you know, working with Mr. Reed, we had two buildings, and we had a smaller building and a big building, and the big building was a mansion. And I just loved the feel and the history, because every, you know, it's like us, you know, every building has a history. This building that we're in today, you can see that there's history to this building, and I love that. I love to know the backstory. I guess goes with family law.
You know, I love the building. And coming to work here is just, you know, amazing, and I'm forever grateful, you know, for God opening this door and putting me on this platform. But coming up and seeing this building is like the White House of the Woodlands. It's just huge. But you know,
no, y'all need to see this. This is beautiful. It has gardens, has a fountain in the. I mean, I loved it. This would be. I wish I could buy this.
Listen, I know for me, I've just been like, one day I'm gonna literally bring a fishing pole and get out on, you know, because we can. You know, there's fish right out here in the pond.
There's a veranda, veranda where you can sit outside.
It is beautiful here. It is beautiful. So if you've yet to get on Today's Entrepreneur, you've yet to come over to where we are, 10210 Grogan's Mill. This is just a wonderful place. Now, if you're gonna come, I'm gonna have to say this. Let me see that cup right there. Yeah. Because, you know, this is she ain't just she's not just my guest. She's my attorney. She's my friend. But she didn't show up me. She didn't come with no caramel macchiato.
I'm sorry.
So we gonna spank her. Bad attorney, bad friend. So here's something else that I want to highlight, because you have something that you do. I want to say it's monthly that you provide, you know, the means by people to come and get some help and assistance, correct?
Yes, it's not monthly. It's quarterly.
Okay.
And this is a service that I provide in Humble at the library. The reason is, you know, most of us in that side of town, in family law attorneys, we charge a consultation fee, and there's different price ranges in the consultation, but some people can't afford that. And it's a lot of people trying to do this themselves. The Supreme Court of Texas has established forms that people can fill out, but the problem is you know, there's still a lot of rules that have to be followed and laws that they have to know. And so what I started doing, because we don't have there's no legal aid on that side of town, our bar association hasn't gotten that far in setting something up for, you know, pro bono. And so my idea of helping, and there's not any attorneys, I checked, that do free consultations. And so there's a need. And I said, well, if I can fill that need, even if it's 2-3 times a year, you know, I'm going to try to help if I can and provide just general family law information.
You know, being a father, having gone through a divorce, and you know, now being in this position, you know, for me, and we mentioned this, I said this to you, that a person's presence outweighs their presence. And when we think about the court system and their ultimate goal is to get the support, but without maintaining the relationship, and your goal is bridging those gaps to get the families to work together outside of you and outside of the court, because you, like you said early, once you've done this, they still have to be able to deal. So I want you to do me a favor. I want you to give them general information, Facebook, Instagram, phone number. How can they get in contact with you And you know, I've always learned when you can't speak for yourself, let somebody else speak for you. So I encourage you to let Patricia Billings, she's gonna do some speaking for me. So I need you all to get her on your team. I promise ain't nothing like having a relationship with somebody in this position. So give them the information they need, Patricia.
Well, my phone number for the office is 281-540-1529. We're located in Northeast Houston. My website is www.lawofficepatriciabillings.com, and we're on Facebook, we're on LinkedIn, and we're also on Twitter and Instagram. Do I need to give those
Yeah,
names?
you
Well,
can.
it's LawChick 10 is the Instagram, and Billings Law is the Twitter name. But yes, give us a call. We can help.
Listen, get in contact with the law chick. I promise you, you won't be disappointed. This is my friend. This is my attorney, Patricia Billings. And once again, I'm Orlando Daniels on today's Entrepreneur. Make it a great day. Make it a great week. You all be blessed. Look forward to sharing and seeing you all soon. Be blessed.
Goodbye.